Welcome people out there in the ethers. Welcome Lion Eagle on Instagram. I'll just wait for the call to go out. Welcome Soul Family. Welcome. Just make sure that everything is running smoothly. Welcome beautiful people. What an incredible time to be alive. Welcome people on Facebook, YouTube. Welcome Raven. Welcome sister. Welcome Husnay, beautiful girl. I'll just wait for a few more people to trickle in and then we will begin. Welcome everybody on Instagram. Rob, welcome. What an incredible time to be alive, that's for sure. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing out there? I don't know about you, but it was really hard getting my boys to bed with daylight saving. Man, they really want to shift with our body clock, don't they? Hi from Catherine. Hey, Catherine. Welcome. All right, beautiful. We've got plenty of people. Welcome, people, to tonight. Surviving. I hear you, Husnay. I hear you. Surviving is probably a good description. Welcome, Les. So I labeled this live, apart from doing power animal readings, which we will get to. Welcome, Pink Gin Baby, being a fox. Absolutely. Apart from calling this, my regular Tuesday night power animals reading, I just thought to, just give at least for me, this is my perspective on the sci-fi movie that we're all living right now. Because it is a sci-fi movie, and if you're in denial of it being anything otherwise, then I think you're in La La Land. What program am I using to stream on Facebook and Instagram? It's called StreamYard, love. It's called StreamYard. So we are all participants in this sci-fi movie, which we signed up for. Yeah, we really signed up for it. Nobody's come here with empty hands or without the tools to navigate these times, but it's really calling on us to pull from reserves that we probably don't think we have, or especially if you're struggling out there, and many people are, all of us have those opportunities, call them opportunities, to really struggle during these times. We have everything we need, or at least the tools are there on hand. And I really invite you to do things differently than what you normally have. If something hasn't worked for you during these times, find what helps you stay centered. Find those golden nuggets that help you stay in a place of power, because really the determination to take our life force is stronger than I've ever felt my whole life. It's on steroids, and unfortunately it's going to get more, let's just say the sci-fi movie is going to get more unreal, right? But it's not to invoke fear, this is not why I'm sharing it. It's not to invoke fear. That's their job. I'm not here to invoke fear. I'm here to remind you that you're more than just a human being. You're a spiritual being in a human vessel. You have such incredible gifts that often we've left dormant. And not just that, we have so many tools that are all with us. Yeah, you don't have to go seeking it. Yes, some of us feel that we need to seek expert opinions. That's great. But we have all the tools that we need actually on hand. You've got fire whenever you need it. You can work with the water. Man, the water is incredible. You've got Mother Earth. She is there for everybody. Yeah. And I mean for everybody. It's not selected whether you're spiritual or not. She is there. Okay. And there's so much more I can share on her, which I'll do at the end of the live. But she's there. Okay. You are not alone in this. The animals are a part of her. The animals that I'm going to share in these readings are, yes, a lot of them are in spirit, but they're essentially an extension of her and the journey that you have on this earth. So you are so not alone. And yes, it's absolutely a matrix, Jess. I watched a video of wearing masks. This world has gone crazy. I was scared when I watched it, not because it was scary, because I thought this was very true. Do you know what? It's always been there. The truth has always been there. It's just, some refer to it, Grant Eagles, I love his content. He refers to it as being asleep at the wheel. We've all been asleep at the wheel on some level. And it's no one's at fault here. We chose this journey. We chose to come in with the awarenesses that we have. We chose to have the experiences that we have, but we've been given choice. All along the way, we've been given choice. And they're also putting things in plain sight for us to see. But most of us have either been unconscious of what's been truth in front of us, or we've been denying it, or we've gotten very comfortable with the reality that we're living. And we're now faced with making the choices that probably we've procrastinated on, but really are in alignment for our higher self, for our soul, for what you've come here to experience. But now we really have to make those decisions versus, I'm going to say, suppress having to make those decisions, avoiding having to make those decisions. I'll talk about this at the end of the readings, because I want to open it up to you guys so we can have a discussion. But really, you're not alone in this. And I really want you to get that. You're not alone. There's so much around us that you don't see with these eyes. And that's my realm. That's why I love the world of spirit, is because it's just as important as this physical reality. That's where I'm at home, because I see the animals, but I also see what's supportive for so many people. And so I know what's there. I know in my bones. And it's what I want for people to realize, just how supported we are. You don't just have your guides, you've got animals. People say angels. Yeah, angels are a part of it as well, but there's so much more, yeah? Because she is working with you as well. She's so working with you. All right, hand on my heart. All right, let's begin. So what these readings are for the new people, because I know I can see beautiful new souls, what these readings are, you are born with an animal, one animal, and that animal I refer to as your spirit animal. You are born together and you leave together. It's part of your identity. That animal is not the animal I channel in this live, because that requires a much more in-depth process. And if you want to know who that animal is, please reach out to me. I'm happy to work with you. But on these lives, what I work with are your power animals. So who are the power animals? Everybody's got them. Power animals are essentially animals that work with us in spirit. They can manifest in reality, absolutely. But they are a part of us in spirit. And these power animals have chosen to work with us. We've usually got, beautiful contracts that we've made with these animals to support us and share an element of power. Could be power of protection, power of insight, power of confidence, power of strength, power of, showing us something with different eyes, power of alerting us to something, power of supporting us as females, power of supporting us as masculines. There's so many different energies, but they are all wanting to share some form of power with us. And so that's why they're referred to as power animals. And none of this is new, guys. Yeah, this has been around forever. Many indigenous cultures, they have different words for the same thing. And it's time for us to realize who's there supporting us. Okay, so on these lives, I will work with two beautiful souls. And the moment that I make, it's like an agreement for the animals to appear. What happens is like there's a curtain that opens up on my right-hand side and animals start to go, hello, hello. But it's usually the one that is ready right now. They step forward, okay? And then I'll share who that is. But basically, I pick two people in these lives to do the readings for. So let's begin. And then I'm happy to answer any questions that's needed, guys, because I'm here for you. But I just want to make sure I honor the readings part of the live. So let me just pick two lovely souls. I usually go where I'm drawn, so just bear with me. If you do want a reading, just put a comment or put your name in the comments so I can see who I am talking to. Oh, wow, beautiful names, beautiful names, beautiful names. Okay. Just bear with me. I've got, there's so many jumping out. Okay, just bear with me. Fallon. Okay, I'm just like, ding, ding. Okay, that's why I had to come back, because I wanted to make sure I was reading that right. I hope I'm reading your name right, Fallon Kerrison. What a beautiful name. Okay, Fallon, you've jumped out at me, so just bear with me. Let's see who I've got for you, lovely soul. Okay. Oh, gosh. Always when I share this animal, I always wonder if people are going to take it the wrong way, but I've got to share it how it is. It's a snake, my love. So if you have a snake, I apologize, because I don't pick these animals. They picked you. So, Fallon, I have a serpent for you. She's a female. Okay, she says she's been with you since the age of 4. So the way this works with, and it's usually a protection animal, okay? But usually what I found based on my own experience, as well as what I've noticed with all the readings that I do, that there's a power animal that's come in our time in childhood, because at some point in our childhood, our spirit animal or the animal that you were born with has had to move to the background. It's been our need to adapt, because when the spirit animal is fully embodied, we navigate in the same way as that spirit animal within the human form, obviously. But something happens in childhood for all of us, okay, because we're not aware of this relationship with the spirit animal. So what happens is spirit animal moves to the background and a power animal comes to support us in that animal's place. And that is the animal that's at the forefront, energetically supporting us. So with you at the age of 4, Fallon, at the age of 4, this beautiful serpent came in your spirit animal's place. I don't know who your spirit animal is. That's not what I'm working with right now. But this is the serpent that has come through. All right, beloved. So she says she's come in at the age of 4. Okay, straight away. So she's a python, by the way. So I have to say that. Waiting to see if she's specific about the type of python. Olive. Okay, thank you. Very specific. She is an olive python. Honor that. Now she's showing me her wrapped around. Let's see where she goes. Okay, so she started off with your lower body, where she's completely wrapped around your lower body. It's like snug, but she's making her way all the way. Oh my God, I love this. She sits right there with her head on your heart. It's interesting, she's olive, right? Olive, although it's a lighter green, it's still a green nonetheless. And she positions herself with her head on your heart. Now, what I have found, with these readings is that the protection animal always positions itself in our weakest spot energetically. So we're all born with one, spot more than others that is a weaker spot energetically. And often if we feel vulnerable or, we get psychically attacked or whatever you want to call it, but, it's not about having fear, but everybody's got a weak spot. Yours, she's positioning herself literally with her head on your heart. Most of the time I see it over shoulders or I see them coming out of certain chakras. With you, it's literally your heart, sister. So why is that important? Is because that is what you need to see, or where you need to see her. So you see her wrapped around you. She's fully wrapped around you, this olive, incredible green, and her head comes out of your heart. Now, that's all you actually need to do to access her power of, she's saying protection, but it's also protection, obviously, of your heart chakra, but also a protection of how you are feeling. So there's times, what she says, from the age of 4, where, yes, you felt very vulnerable in how you expressed your emotions, how you showed people how you felt. And so part of you shut down, which, most of us, it happens to. But you have a contract with this python to support you, even though it's been unconscious, she's been there. All right. Now, because you're aware of her, this is where it gets really awesome, is you just need to feel her there whenever you are having those emotions, yes, as well as when you're about to interact with someone who possibly would lead to those emotions. What do I mean by that? If you're feeling vulnerable, or you're feeling like you have to have a conversation with someone which normally would challenge you or would normally make you feel, not confident in being able to speak your truth, or not confident in being able to speak what's actually in there, what is in your heart, man, you just have her. You just connect in with her. And all you need to do is, I'm going to say imagine, but those of you who know the power of words know that the word imagine is actually I-magi. What is magi? Magician, yeah? I am a magician. You are a wise man, magician, a wise woman, yeah? So it's actually in the words imagination. They made it, through the English language, they made us feel that word means that it's something not real, whereas what you're actually doing is you're actually saying something that is real, yeah? So just had to highlight that, because imagination is real. So what I want you to do is imagine that you have this beautiful olive python wrapped around you, and you'll start to feel her stronger and stronger now that you know she's there, with her head coming out of your heart. And have those conversations. Have those conversations with people who normally might challenge you, or you might feel uncomfortable speaking the truth, but speak the truth about what's in your heart. As well as, and those who have listened to these lives before know, I love sharing the different times where I've worked with my power animals, my protection animals. You go into those situations where normally you'd feel intimidated, yeah? I'm not saying do that on purpose, but yeah, and it's a bit challenging because we're in these, weird, I'm going to say weird spaces at the moment with certain strange energies everywhere. But I invite you to actually step out of your comfort zone and go and surround yourself with those energies as almost like a test run to see how the universe responds when you work with these protection animals. Because what ends up happening is, wherever you are at, okay, so if you have a solid energetic field, which is what these protection animals support us in having, then the universe meets you there. And so you get validation. I can't tell you how that validation is going to work, sister, but it works. 100% of my heart, it works. But you've got to experience it to fully trust in it, to fully believe it, And then once you have the, like, all it takes is that one experience, and I swear it's life changing, because then you know, and then not only do you just work on it or work with it whenever you know, it's automatic, but it just makes you, it makes you believe in something much greater than just being a human. But it takes those experiences, yeah. Let's see which experience I'll share, just so you know, yeah. So you know some of the real ones, so you can see how quickly the universe responds. I love the one in Mexico. Okay, I'll share that one. So one of my protection animals is a scorpion, and I lived in Mexico for 5 years, and there was one time where I was visiting my sister, my beautiful sister in New York, and where I lived was a beautiful Zen location. Okay, so I'm in this beautiful Zen space, and I get on the flight. The flight is full. Literally the whole back area was full. Front area looked full as well, but I remember them telling me it was a full flight. I had a window seat, and I'm waiting to see who's coming on to sit next to me, because I'm feeling really zen and relaxed and in my space, feeling really great, and I'm watching to see who comes and sits next to me. So all of a sudden come on these two, I'm just going to say it, they were really heavy set. Bless them, they were Argentinian men. I don't have an issue with Argentinian men at all, but these two were loud. They were tipsy. I swear to God, they were tipsy. They're like swearing to each other in Spanish. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't sit next to me. Well, they sat next to me, both of them, right? Didn't even look at me. It's like they couldn't see me at all. So they sat next to me, and I just went, fuck no, I did not want this energy right next to me. And the way that these protection animals work is they will protect your field. It's not about sorcery. It's not about touching anyone else's energy. It's not about harming anyone else's energy. It's about protecting your own energy, yeah, with absolute confidence. So what I did was, right, this is one of the cool things with the protection animals, is my scorpion, I put my scorpion on my armrest, okay, my armrest of my chair with her stinger up. And that's what I would do in her, that's her pose, yeah. So with you, it's the snake is wrapped with her heart, with her head there. For me, with this specific animal, is I have her in position with her sting up. Yeah, that's her protection pose. Anyway, so I put her on the armrest, on my armrest, and I swear it was in less than a minute. This is what happened. The two guys next to me, like, they're swearing and loud and whatever, but they're shuffling with the papers that you've got, on the flight. They've got the papers in front of the chair, like the flight stuff and, where the emergency exits are and all that. Anyway, they're fluffing through there. And I swear it was less than a minute. These guys are like fluffing, and they said something to each other, which it was like mumbles. I couldn't understand a word. They got right up and they went to the back of the plane. I swear, hand on my heart, there were no seats there. I have no fucking idea how they found seats, and it doesn't matter. All I know is that the universe met me where I was at. My field was so solid because I trusted in this scorpion, hand on my heart, 100% non-negotiable. They, for whatever reason, felt repelled by that. They felt repelled by that. They could not sit with it, right? Not hurting them. That's not what I was doing. I was protecting my field. That armrest was an extension of my field. And so this is what I mean by the universe will meet you where you're at. So beautiful sister, when you connect in with this snake, and this is just the beginning, right? So having her there with her head sticking out here, that's one way to work with her. I teach people how to work with them in different ways. This is just getting to know her first. Feel free to reach out to me if you want to work more. But essentially, that is an animal that wants to protect your field. So you just need to work and see her. I'm going to say with this eye, not this eye, with this eye. And there she is. Okay, there she is. You can work with her in so many cool ways to protect your field, and then watch what happens. It's so freaking cool. So freaking cool. So I hope that helps. Like I said, it's just the beginning with this animal. Even though you've been together since the age of 4, because you're conscious of her, now you can consciously work with her and do really, really cool stuff together. So, enjoy the experience. Have fun with it. You can't get this wrong, but the more you give her energy, this is how it works. This is the co-creation. The more you give her energy, the more power she shares. Yeah. It's not to take energy from you. Yeah. That's not what this is about. It's a co-creation, but it's a co-creation in alignment with your higher self, with your soul. Yeah. So there's no, there's no, how do I say, there's no taking more than what you have. Yeah. You just, whatever you've got, she shares. Yeah. It's a beautiful co-creation. So I hope that helps, beautiful Fallon. Good luck with that. All right, let me see. Oh, there's beautiful people on Instagram. Hello, beautiful soul family. Oh my God, I love you all. Let's just see what's going on there. Beautiful. All right, Husnay, I can see you on there. All right, let's do you, Husnay. Okay. Whew. Jeez. It's a bit busy for you, wasn't it? A bit busy. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. Do you know there's not many people I've actually worked with where they have a scorpion come in? In fact, I think it's only one person, and that person was actually in Mexico. So, sister, scorpion. But it's coming in for this next leg of your journey. So, let's see what she has to say. She's all brown, okay? She's what I would what I would refer to as the blondies. When I lived in Mexico, we had like two types. You'd have the ones with these massive pincers, and they were all about size and intimidation, but they weren't very poisonous. Like they're them pincing you would freaking hurt, but you wouldn't be, swollen it with a massive poisonous sting. Whereas the blondies, that's what I used to call them. They're not called blondies. I used to call them blondies. They're like the lighter colored ones. It's more brown and they're smaller. Okay, so she's not massive, this one that's come in. She's not one of those big, massive ones. She's small, but she's freaking deadly. Okay, so I just have to highlight that. She's deadly, all right? So she's a poisonous one. And she's small and she's brown. Yeah, it's like a brownie gold. And she says she's coming in for the next leg of your journey, sister. Waiting for where she wants to sit. Okay, interesting. She actually wants to sit on your left shoulder, but she says this is just the beginning, because she also just showed me you're holding her in your right hand. It's like she wants to sit there, yeah, for you to get to know her. But then she showed me her literally in the palm of your hand. This is really cool. All right. And let's see what she's got to say. I mean, I don't need to tell you, there's a level of intimidation that comes with Scorpion, but what she says is you don't need to use her poison, and you would never use her poison, but there's a part of you that still struggles to, it's like you struggle. I'm being shown that when you step forward, even though you know some of your animals already, when you step forward, you still doubt that you have a position where you stand. There's a part of you that doubts that you deserve to be there in that spot right there in front of whoever you're speaking to. There's a part of you that doubts that you have what it takes to say not only what you need to say, but that you'll be heard. And it doesn't matter how it's received. The fact is that you have a right to say what you have to say. There's a part of you, which, this is the thing, right? You're one freaking awesome human being, but yet, like we all do, we've got this conditioning. And this animal's coming in for the next leg of your journey because she seriously wants you to get this, okay? So what she says is when you need to interact, that's the word, yeah? Interact. That's interact in every level, okay? She says, to begin with, have her sitting there on your left shoulder. But it could be while you're even having the conversation. Yeah, okay, thank you. So she's just saying that. While you're having these conversations, she says, go from having her sitting here to having her in the palm of your hand. Now, you don't need to tell, obviously, anyone that you're doing that. But, you're having these conversations and imagine that she's then moved to the palm of your hand. And it's like a switch. She says, when you do that, and you can either see her going back and forth, but there's something about you then holding her in the palm of your hand. It's almost like not only will that support you in getting centered, but it anchors you to the ground, as well as anchors you to your center. Yeah. And part of you, like I was saying, part of you, even though on the soul level, how powerful you are, you still doubt it, and I get it, because we all have those moments, but it's time for you to get it, which is why you felt needed to do this. And that's why the Scorpion's going, right, enough. It's time for her to step into this knowing, and this knowing is a non-negotiable now. So when you hold her, there is a power in your hands. Man, there's a power on your shoulder, but when you hold her in that right hand, there is a power in your hands. And, it's not that, it's funny. It's like the concept of knowing, and this is why this is not sorcery, guys, but there's a concept of knowing that you've got something in your hand that you could potentially throw, but you would never do that. Yeah, and you would never need to do that, but it's just knowing that you've got the power of something so potent in your hand, in the palm of your hand. So that's what she wanted to say. She's a freaking force to be messed with, Usne. So not that you would get stung, yeah, but just be aware of handling a very powerful Scorpion and watch how this then starts to weed its way, yeah, in different aspects of when you're interacting. She says it's interaction in general. So holy fuck. Are you a Scorpio? I did not know that. I didn't know that. Well, there you go. So Bring it on. Hey, bring it on. Yeah, and look, message me if you have any questions, yeah? But damn, that's one powerful animal you got in the palm of your hand, sister. All right, so if anyone's got any questions, please do ask away. Those are the readings for tonight. I will share some other things in a moment, but I just want to make sure I go through questions because everyone is important on here. Raven, thanks for saying being a fox. Absolutely. Look, if you are watching any of these lives, then you're someone who is open to, let's just say you're open to the truth, okay? Which means that you're making, or at least wanting to make decisions that are in alignment with your truth. What does that mean? You'll probably find that those truths challenge the narrative. They challenge the story that's playing out there. And not only that, they challenge many people. And so what I was shown so clearly is we all, on some level, need to work with fox medicine. What's fox medicine? It's laying low. It's adapting. It's knowing when to reveal yourself, when not to. It's, you know, blending in. There's a reason they say that the fox is so sly. It's not that the fox is sly. It's strategic. And she or he knows when to do what he needs to do to survive. And that is a power not to be messed with. And it comes with incredible, incredible intelligence. So just know you've all got the ability to do that, and know that that's part of what we need to be doing in these freaking times, in this sci-fi movie, okay? So pay attention, man. You'll see foxes out there. You'll notice foxes. If you're one of the fox people, you'll notice foxes out there. Or a fox will somehow reveal him or herself to you, either via social media, either you might see one real, you know, or, you know, if you've got a child, they might give you a figurine of a fox, or, you know, you open a book and there's a fox. The animals will make a way to reveal themselves. It's so freaking awesome. But that's the little reminder of what we need to be doing, is being foxes, okay? And I'm not talking sexy foxes. That's one thing if you want to do that, but that's not what I'm referring to. It's about being the strategic fox to thrive, because we are needed. Okay. Could I ask what oh, sorry, I answered that, Jess. Yeah, it's StreamYard, I believe, StreamYard. Oh, hey, Veronica, beautiful girl. Yes, when I watched The Matrix, not because it was scary, because I felt this was very true. Yeah. Well, this reality that we're in is the Matrix. And so the choices that we're making are either to disconnect from the Matrix so that we no longer need to participate in it the way that we have been conditioned, the way we've inherited, the way we've been taught at school, the way, unfortunately, we've also been taught at university, the way that doctors, you know, work with us, or whatever. Like, there's so many ways that we have plugged into the Matrix. And so the invitation is for us to disconnect from the Matrix. You don't have to do this to disconnect from reality. It's about following what's in alignment with your soul, what's in alignment with your truth, which will actually disconnect you from the Matrix, because it's not part of our future if it's what you choose. Yeah, I have so much more to say about that. Mother Earth is my only go-to place. Do you know what? I love that you say that, because Mother Earth is the truth. Yeah, she is the truth. And she not only has the way of reaching every single person if they're wanting to hear her, but she will hold you. She will hold you in such a way where you are supported, where you can navigate these times with confidence, because the decisions you make should be in alignment with her. Does that make sense? So if your decisions that you're making, or the choices you're making, are not in harmony with her, then it's not a choice to be disconnecting from the Matrix, because you are choosing to be a part of the Matrix. And no judgment, but that's just the way it is. It's like red pill or blue pill. It's literal, isn't it? It's pretty funny. Hollywood's been giving us the truth for a very long time. You wonder why it was called Hollywood? Yeah, Hollywood. It's been given in our face. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, you know, as Grant says, it's, you know, we've been sleeping at the wheel. Well, we all have on some level. But now, if you realize what some of these truths are you going to make choices in alignment with those truths, or are you going to make choices in alignment with your own truth? Yeah, your own truth. Why are you here? Why are you here? Are you here to buy into the Matrix and continue like the last however many generations, or are you here to pave the way for the future generations and our children? You know, this is the time we're in. It's a good time to go within and learn about ourselves, our gifts. Fuck yeah. Raven, that is it. That's exactly it. We've all come here with gifts. We have all come here with gifts. And a lot of these gifts are coming online, but they really can only come online fully when we step into who we've come here to be. And if you've come here to be completely connected to the matrix and to buy into that reality, those gifts are going to struggle to really reveal themselves, because these gifts are, and like I said, are in alignment with her. And these gifts are in alignment with supporting humanity. These gifts are in alignment with, co-creating with others to support, to give love, to nurture. Yeah, these gifts are not to take, not to be greedy. Yeah, it's all in alignment with her. Our reality is having a massive shift, which is why people are now awaking, and the change is scary for all. Yeah, Jess, I agree. Scary, I guess, because we're in the unknown. But, another thing I was going to share was the beautiful bear. Okay, the beautiful bear has been coming to my awareness for the last few weeks, and there's many different things I keep on seeing with the bear reference. Now, one of the things I love to do, and I'll be teaching many women this, is working with the medicine wheel. What's the medicine wheel? The medicine wheel is inherently within us. It's one of the posts I made. The medicine wheel is inherently in us. And in each of those directions, it's got the 4 directions. Sorry, that's not straight. The 4 directions, in each direction is an animal. And without going into too much detail, in the West is where the bear sits. And that's across many cultures. And what's the West? The West is the direction or the place where each of us sits when we get stuck. It's the place we sit when we're living with fear, or we're not comfortable with what we see, and we're in the dark. We don't have that clarity of what to do next. We're afraid. And that's where often we get stuck, because we suppress those feelings we have there in the West, and we suppress them by addictions. Yeah. We either suppress it with alcohol, with eating food, or taking drugs, whatever it is, so that we don't have to feel what we need to feel while we're in the West. Well, the animal that sits in that direction, and this is why it's so powerful, is the bear. And the bear has been coming up everywhere. So as far as I'm concerned, the whole of humanity right now is in the West. And that's just what's playing out, because most of us cannot see past what we're experiencing. We don't have that clarity, and that's where we need to be. This is exactly where we need to be. But it's about finding a way to sit in that space and not buy into the fear, because there's a really strong push from the powers that be out there to keep us fearful and to keep us afraid, so that we buy and keep on plugging back into the matrix. But we are so much more. Yeah, we're not robots, we're souls, and they're essentially trying to take our souls from us, right? And it's so important that you maintain your life force and make decisions that are in alignment for you, not for them, for you. And it's going to come with sacrifice, at least in the short term. That's the thing. But yeah, we're all in the West. So I'll be teaching all of that, guys, because it's one of my favorite things on the planet is the medicine wheel. Purple. I like purple. Purple's amazing. Would love to know which power. Oh, Jess. Look, I do these readings every week, sweetheart. So, feel free to tune in next week, or you're more than welcome to reach out to me for a personal reading. Hey, Lulu. Love you, Lulu. Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is. Hi, Irene. Chuping. Hi, Chuping. Welcome, sister. Oh, Raven. I love your name too. Oh, I love everybody loves Raven's name. Fallon, beautiful. I always thought I was afraid of snakes, but actually love them. Yes. You'll probably find, because you now work with the snake, Fallon, that you will come to not only a place of love that is more than what you have now, but there'll be such a respect for them. And what I really love about this, and it's funny, I shared this with a lady I did a reading with earlier, is your animals are seen by the animals in this 3D reality, meaning snakes out there know when you've got a snake. Dolphins out there know when you've got a dolphin. Yeah. Horses out there know when you've got a horse. And so there's an acknowledgement. Now, we might not consciously know what's going on, but they know what we have. And so there's so much that if you're aware of the animals you've got, you'll start to notice them, and they will notice you. That's why people who've got a big cat, when they've got a big cat that works with them, cats respect them. It's the same with bird people. If you've got a bird of prey, or you've got an owl that's working with you, then often there is such respect, or sometimes joy. It depends on the bird, but most of the time the small birds will respect and not think oh, this is just another person. No, they respect. They know that there's a bird of prey there. They're not saying that they're fearful, because they are so much more ahead of us. Yeah, when an animal is fearful, it is just in its primal state. But most of the time, they have an awareness of what's going on in the world of spirit, and so it's just freaking awesome. Heart chakra is green, absolutely. Hey, Gabrielle. Facebook user, can you protect others with your power animal or only self? Great question. Look, when it comes to the power animals, it depends on who that other is. You can protect a child, that's yours. But when it comes to protecting others, it really depends if you've got their consent. Yeah, because otherwise you're interfering with their free will. Even though you are wanting to support them, it's about asking. So you either, like the way that I do this is you either ask the person, most of the time they're not going to be open to this, right? So you can actually ask the animal. Ask the animal, yeah? But the fact is you've asked for permission. If you've asked for permission and you get consent, then I have no issue with it. But it's doing something with, obviously, in alignment with their soul. So that's why you have to ask permission. Yeah, because what the animal does, the animal always has an awareness of their higher self. Yeah, there's so much more we don't see with these eyes. So that's the only way I feel in alignment with saying yes. Otherwise, it's an element of sorcery because you're interfering with someone else's free will. Yeah, even though it is good, it's still interfering with someone else's free will. But it's different with children, yeah, because we are obviously guardians for our children. Would love to know what to work with. Oh, Jess, for sure. Beautiful people. The free flowing tears coming through right now. I'm not intimidated at all by her. Yes, I love that. Was that you, Husnay? Or is that you? It's so hard to tell because I can't see the names in my Facebook thing. Brown Snake Power, can you tell me where she is in my body, please? Veronica, I can't. That's going to be a reading, my love, because I can just. There's too much there, sweetie. There's too much there. Message me, yeah, Veronica. Just message me on that one. While you're here, I was just wondering what the beautiful black cockatoo means. I had one circle me twice today, and on the other note, had a lovely diamond python in my driveway the other day. Did you now? Why am I not surprised you had a diamond python? You've got this python, yeah? That's how powerful this stuff is. It's funny you say black cockatoo. Black cockatoo is essentially the voice of our Earth Mother. So what I mean by that is they basically, when they come into your field, and especially when you notice them, they're an extension of her. All animals are. On some level, all animals are. But the black cockatoo it's as if our Earth Mother has got a direct line to you in those moments. Yeah. So specific to the experience you had, it's as if you just had conversation with her. Yeah, that's how powerful this is. That's how powerful she is. But she works with the black cockies. One circle me twice today. Well, there you go. There's I did the reading for you. Yeah, you're stepping into a time now, Fallon, where you're called on to really remember who you are. Not only remember how powerful you are, but remember how connected you are, yeah, to her. And it's time to really just step into that because you're on the way up, sister. Birthday, Cass, 23rd, so I'm a Libran. I'm not sure. Can you tell me what is the medicine of the snail? Great one. I love the snails. My boys love them. Well, this is an animal that, although it does have its home on its back, it's not like the turtle, right? It's not like the turtle because the turtle has a solid shell on its back. The snail actually has a very fragile shell on its back, although it is its home of sorts. So the medicine of a snail is very different to a turtle. I just wanted to highlight that because it's still its home. But the snail moves very slow. So what I get specifically with snail is it's about reminding us not only to take things slowly, but that what we carry with us is fragile and we need to treat it as such. So whatever it all depends on the context of when you see these snails, but there's a real reminder in the fragility of what we have and the structure that we have. Yeah, but it's not in a bad way. It's just a real acknowledgement of how sacred it is and how special it is, because at any moment it could be squashed or crumbled. Yeah. The other thing with snails is their inherent way of moving. Yeah, they need to be stuck to the ground to do it. As in, they need to be able to move on the ground, but it's like they need for it to be a certain texture or a certain moisture. Yeah. So they don't survive in areas that are too dry. It needs to be wet or it needs to be moist, which is all about the environment being connected to water, which is what? It's the emotions, yeah? So the snail really reminds us that we need a very supportive emotional realm, and we need to be aware of how fragile the structure that we consider our home, yeah, which is where we live, but it's actually our vessel, how fragile that is, okay? You know, people think that they can just treat the snails like a pest and, you know, it's just poison them. All animals have a place. All animals have a purpose in reminding us of who we are, or reminding us of what we're not looking at. One of my favorite astrologists, I think I said it on the last live, one of his comments, which I just love at Kaipacha, was everywhere you look, there you are. Everywhere you look, there you are. So everywhere you look, when you see an animal, there's an aspect of you. That's why they're showing you something. It's because they're showing you an aspect of you. Yeah, I hope that makes sense about the snail. If you've got any further questions, feel free to message me. Disconnecting is chaotic. Look, it is chaotic, but it gets easier. It gets easier the more that you are in alignment with those that resonate. It gets easier the more that you surround yourself with people that resonate. It gets more and more easier to stay in alignment the more you disconnect. So it really depends on the dance. But right now it's probably chaotic because we're so plugged into the matrix. The more you deplug from the matrix, the easier it gets. Especially if you're relying on certain things in the matrix, whatever that is, you know, whether it be the job, whether it be, you know, having to buy certain things, or, you know, being connected to the material world or TV, whatever it is, the more that we are tapped into that and rely on that for sustenance, of course, it's chaotic when we disconnect. And, you know, especially when we have to disconnect from certain people. If it's what serves you and it keeps you in alignment, I understand that that's chaotic, absolutely, but it's necessary. Jess would love to know why my male cat has now become closer to my son when he was closer to my eldest daughter. She calls him a traitor, but he still goes to her just in the morning. I find him most days in my son's bed. Do you know what I'm getting from that, Jess? I do readings, yeah, with companion animals. There's more to that than what I can just say in a call, or sorry, on the live. Like I'm hearing that there's a lot of context behind this cat. Yeah, a lot more than wants to be said. I mean, the animals don't do things by accident ever. Yeah, they don't change their behaviors, or they don't gravitate to certain energies by accident. They're one step ahead of us, especially the cats and the dogs and the horses that are our companion animals. They have soul contracts to teach us and show us things, as well as to have their experience. But they're here to teach us and show us and support us. And often they take on certain energies to show us something. And so I'm getting that there's a lot more than what I can really say on the live. So can you message me about that, Jess? Because yeah, it's just what I'm being shown is like it's like the cat going, stop. I want to say more, yeah. And so if I start to open that door, it becomes it's like having a full-on conversation. And then I wouldn't honor him, yeah. I wouldn't honor him like that. What's torties? I had a dream that told me to not stick my neck out and be like a fox. What's torties? As in what's tortoises or turtles? Is that what you mean? Because we need to be like a fox. Absolutely, we need to be like a fox. I'm not sure what you mean by torties. Is that tortoises? Justin, hi, Danish author here. Used to write sci-fi, but sensed that reality had caught up on the genre, so I gave it up to the benefit of spiritual mystery novels. Isn't that funny? Hey, Justin, isn't that funny? Yeah, this is a sci-fi movie. That's reality, really. I think sci-fi movies many of them were written or created or produced based on reality. It's just it was so far in the future that we wouldn't believe possibly that that's actually the reality we're living. But and they've been giving it to us before. But I love that you're an actual author. I love that your stories are now, you know, mystery realities becoming from a spiritual sense. They were probably reality, even though you had them as sci-fi. Raven, they are pushing harder now and more frenetic because they can feel the shift in our energy. 100% more are gravitating, and the light is growing. A big ball of energy, a beautiful cleansing storm. So true, so true. And what I feel at the moment is they will do their best to push back on us, yeah, as much as possible, because they can feel our energy rising. They can feel people waking up to their truth. And so they're doing their best to invoke as much fear as possible. And, you know, I don't know where I heard this, but it's so true. The dark, not only are they so arrogant, but they're arrogant in all their glory, meaning they will put everything on show. And so it is so freaking obvious. It's so freaking obvious. That's part of why it's a sci-fi movie, is because the dark is just putting everything in. It's like in neon lights. You can't deny it. It is so obvious. That's part of their arrogance. It's also part of their downfall. Venus is insanely bright tonight. I love Venus. I dreamt about 2 black dogs sniffing a sign. Not sure what to make of it. How interesting. Well, depending on what was the sign, or you don't know the sign, but there is something about something being revealed to you. Yeah, something being revealed to you, and you being able to sense it. When I hear about purely black dogs in a dream, it's something about the shadow. It's something about unseen. It's something about something that is potentially, I'm not going to say dark, but potentially in the dark. Yeah. And asking you to look at something that will reveal as a sign. So, I mean, it depends more about the details of that dream, but that's what I get from just those few words. Let me just see Instagram, because I want to finish on a note. You guys are awesome on Instagram. Hi, Emily. Would so appreciate any guidance if it comes through. Have just moved into state by myself and could use some support. Oh, sister, Emily. Man, reach out to me, beautiful. Look, what I can say, sister, is you're not alone. You're not alone. And what I have found, especially doing this work, is we are all spread everywhere. We're all spread everywhere. We're not able to physically meet, and we're not able to support each other in the physical. So it's calling on us to hold each other's hands energetically and support each other in a way that, yeah, it relies on the internet. But you know what? They gave us the internet. Let's fucking use the internet. Let's use it for our benefit and stay connected and stay supporting each other through this. Because it's really important that we don't sink. Yeah, it's really important we don't sink. One of the things I'm creating, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but one of the things I'm creating, I'm just working on it, is actually a sister network. Okay, a sister network where I'm just working on the platform to decide, working on which platform I decide to use, so that, we can all stay connected. We can all stay connected, and there's a lot of stuff I want to teach in there and support women with. So it's coming. Just reach out to me. I'm happy to support you. Yeah, I'm really happy to support you. Not like ever before shall we leave each other to drown. Like, there's just no time like this. Yeah, because right now they will make it harder for us. They will make it harder for us. And the conditions that are all around us are designed at the moment to take us off our center, to take us off track. And so if you are struggling, please reach out. I'm happy to support you. But the things that I encourage people to do, obviously, if you know who your animals, definitely work with them. But use the fire. See if you can light a fire. Sit with the fire. Spend time with our Earth Mother. Spend time with the trees. Spend time in the elements. Because she and everything around us, she's there supporting us, wanting us to navigate these times with confidence. And there's so much she has to offer. We have to also be open to receive it. But yeah, reach out to me, Emily. You are so not alone, beautiful girl. Restore freedom. Yes. Thank you. You're awesome. These times are nuts. They're absolutely nuts. We have a lot to learn from the animals. That's absolutely it. We absolutely have a lot to learn from the animals, depending on which animals you're talking about. But, our companion animals, they chose to come in with us to not only support us in wherever we're at in our life, but also to really empower us to make choices that are in alignment for our souls. Like, they really signed up to just support us in a loving way. And it's just incredible. I'm always humbled by the dogs and the cats and the horses. They just always blow me away. So the last thing that I will say, thank you, Facebook user. I don't know who you are. I just can't tell from the stream. What I did want to say was, we're I guess, where are we at? We're at the beginning of October. We're about to have a new moon. Okay, and we're about to go into a cycle that ain't going to be easy. There's no sugarcoating that. Yeah, there's no point in pretending that this is going to go away. But what I invite you all to do is look at where you're struggling, or look at what you're doing to compensate for that struggling. If there is something that you're doing that is suppressing you feeling something that's uncomfortable, or is, giving you the emotional support, but it is inherently something that's to your detriment, be it food, be it drugs, be it sex, be it be it alcohol, be it any form of addiction, Acknowledge that it's there, acknowledge that it's supported you up until now, but you're really being invited to do something differently. Why? Because we need to shift. We need to shift because what's on the other side of this is so freaking awesome, but we need to let all that baggage go. And there is so much that they are going to try to throw at us. And it really requires for us to be present as much as possible to make the choices from an empowered place. And if we're busy suppressing those emotions so we don't feel those emotions, then we can't heal, we can't shift. And what I was shown, gosh, where are we on now? We're out on Tuesday. I was shown this on Monday as well as a week ago on the Monday. What I was shown was each of us has an opportunity to heal what has been difficult or what we've struggled with our whole lives. Why? Is because all the wounds that have been stuck in the ley lines, all the wounds that have been stuck for the last 7 generations are coming up for healing. So we have chosen to come into this life with the ability to heal, with the ability, with the tools, with the support, with the frequencies, yeah, with all that we need to finally heal what has been struggling to be healed for the last 7 generations. So, you know, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. At the same time, don't be harsh on yourself, but just show up for yourself. Yeah, show up for yourself and say, you know what, I'm struggling right now, but I want to shift. And man, all it takes is for you to do something slightly different, but be disciplined with it, and you'll get the support. You'll get the support. She's got your back. Yeah, she's got your back. All right, beautiful people. I won't keep you longer because it's been a long one. But I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, reach out to me if you're struggling. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, same time. And keep on shining that light, guys. You're all freaking awesome. You're all freaking awesome. And I love having you on this journey with me. And don't give up. Yeah, don't give up. We've got this. All right. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Have a beautiful night, everybody. You guys rock. And I will see you next week. Bye.